All right, everybody, I want to show you a fancy son of a gun right here. Look here at that tail right there. You see how it's flat on the end? You see that?
Mm-hmm.
This horse here come out of an English jumping barn. She did. It's a mare. She is 3 coming 4 years old. She has been started very well and doing very well. They feed them very well. And when they would pull her out of the stall, she'd be a little bit fresh. You'd just want to kind of crow hop just a little bit, and them little young girls didn't like it, you know. And we're talking girls that are riding from 6 years old, 12 years old, 15 years old. There's a whole passel of these girls. Now, which barn she came out of, I do not know, and I'm not at liberty to tell you. All I know is she didn't work out for them. But they said that she would jump a 3-foot course like nobody's business.
Let's see if she can race against the race car. Come around the curve here.
Ride her up and put her there.
She didn't have any bad habits. You know, when they would ride her a minute, she'd loosen up and they'd do just fine with her. But she needed loosened up. But now if you want to take her home and you want to feed her like a 3 coming 4-year-old horse that is green, you'd probably get along a little bit different with her, you know. I'm not gonna this filly here, she's had tons of treats and all kinds of stuff, and all the little girls think she's so beautiful because she's gray, and she is. By all means, she is. Super nice mare out there, filly. I'm gonna call her a filly, but she is just a tick green. Keith got on her there. She never had no hump or buck or bite or any of that, and she never even had it in her mind not being cinchy. We have not seen the little crow hop. We was just told what they, you know, what they told us. Of course, we've had her for 2 days now, and we haven't been feeding her like that. Look at her mane. See how her mane's pulled and her tail's flat? She come out of an English barn, and she knows a jump and a 3-foot course and all that. But a nice mare. I really don't know anything else to say. She seems to be 110% sound. She's probably 15-1 or 15 hands. Right on the money. She does not have any shoes on. She's barefoot, but no bumps, no blemishes. Her eyes are good and dark. She got dark rings around her eyes, you know. As far as her breed, I'm not really sure. She looks like she could be an Andalusian Appaloosa. Appaloosa. Let me back up here. Andalusian Arabian cross. I'll get it right in a minute. She does have a little dish to her head. And I do think that's a thing that people like to do. I don't know exactly what you call it. I know when you cross an Andalusian and a quarter horse, you call it an Azteki. I'm not exactly sure what a Andalusian Arabian cross is, but I do know she's fancy. She's got a lot of animation in her front feet there. She's a nice mare. Hey, Keith, take her down there in that field and go across that log. You see that log down there? Right down there, straight down there's a log laying there. Just kind of trot her over it. Just go along them woods and go over the log. That is a long ways away from us.
I can zoom in. I can step closer here. I'll get over there by that power pole.
We're running out of daylight here, guys. We're just trying to get done. Trying to get finished up. But this little filly right here deserves a very good video. She's been treated with care. Ooh, look at that. Good job, Keith. She did not refuse it.
No, and she's not really been ridden in Western type. When she was ridden English, as far as we're aware.
Right.
And Keith doesn't know anything about English. I mean, we're not gonna say we do either. So.
Yeah, I'm not an expert in English riding.
Let's see. Yeah. Zoom in here. There, she went over it.
Okay. Did she do good? Do it again, Keith.
She looked good. She kind of jumped over it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's the story about her. She's a super nice mare. And if a confident rider wanted to take her and do something with her, they probably could do a lot.
that's had some experience in the.
Look at there.
She knows what she's doing with somebody
And
that
Keith
knows.
does not know how to ride her. Do it one more time, Keith. That looked great.
He's probably
Keith,
ready
he
to
don't
kill
know
us.
it. We chew him out and say, give them their head. Pull them up a little bit when you ride them. He don't know how to ride. Looky there. Looky there. That's a fancy little mare out there, guys. Fancy mare.
Let me zoom back out because it's
Where'd she go in the camera?
right here. I zoomed out and I lost her picture for a second.
She is a fancy mare, though. She's nice. That's the true story on her. If somebody wanted to take this mare and go further with her, that would be great. So what we done is we sold them a horse that would work for them, for the younger kids. This was just a little too much of a powerhouse for them. She's a little too much horse for the kids. That's not to say that she really couldn't be, you know, for a more confident rider or a more experienced
kind of
rider. She has not done anything wrong. I've told you all the good, the bad, the ugly. They said that she wanted to kind of crow hop a little bit when she felt good coming out of the barn, and the little girls didn't like it. If the little girls would lunge her a second, she would probably just come right out of it, you know. Or if they would turn them out, oh my God, if they would turn those horses out half the day and put them in the barn half the day, that does so much for a horse's mind. People do not realize you keep a horse in a stall and you feed them, it can blow their mind. And she's young, and it's easy to alter her mind and get her excited. You turn her out, which we did, you can see she's dirty, okay? You can see that. But, you know, they're not near as nervous. They're more desensitized about things. Horses are a herd animal, not a stall animal. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with putting your horses in a stall, but you do not have to do it. Those wild Mustangs out there ain't got no stall. They don't have blankets on. I'm not saying anything about the blankets, but anyways, it's a good horse. We could go on and on about that, but she's a good filly. Seems to be sound. Just a natural girl. She obviously took that little log right there in stride. Keith, have you ever jumped a horse a day in your life?
No, I sure have.
Yeah, well, you have today.
They look good.
You have today.
Might give him a
that's
pair of
something that
tights.
a lot of people, if you don't jump, that's something that, you know, you have to learn. I'm telling you, we've rode bucking horses and stuff our whole life, but I'm telling you, it is hard to jump a horse. And it's not for everybody, you know. You have to learn it. Price on that mare there's going to be $22.50 on that good little dapple gray filly. $22.50. I think she'd bring that anywhere in the country. She's young, she's sound, she's good-eyed. She's 15-1. But she is still growing. I think she hasn't spread out. She hasn't hit her wideness. They don't do that till they're about 6. And when you do, if she is part Arabian, you know, she's not going to be as big, but they don't fill out either really good until they're 6 or 7. But the Andalusians, you know, that's a bigger horse too, but that's why she's so big. But, you know, there's a lot of big Arabians too, so she may be one of the bigger type Egyptian Arabians, I think they are, and an Andalusian cross, because she is a bigger type mare, but she's not 16 hands. She's 15-1, but a fancy girl. She just needs a little direction in her life, guys.